Hey guys, I'm HoneyBunch.
And I am Sunflower.
And you are Rob the Ranger. Wow, what?
We have
We've got Rob the Ranger on
I
our
don't have a name
show.
badge, so I wouldn't have known.
So this is crazy. We are so honored to have you here. As you guys can see, we're in the Kruger National Park, and because this is like your natural habitat, we thought that we'd tackle some of these questions that take on, Kruger National Park and stuff like that.
First, you can tell our people who you are
please,
and what your channel is all about.
To tell us.
Hello, people. So my channel, I do wildlife. The channel is Rob the Ranger Wildlife Videos. It's pretty self-explanatory. But I do wildlife from various places in Africa. So everything from gorillas to snails.
Yeah, it's
such a cool variety. Freaking half of South Africa by now who watches YouTube should know who you are. You've got close to 500,000 subscribers. I wouldn't be surprised if you've already reached 500,000 during this conversation.
By the time the video comes out, possibly.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Now, a question that we haven't heard answered, or at least we haven't, is how long have you been a ranger?
Technically, I'm not a ranger. Technically, it just sounds better than Rob the field guide.
It does sound cool.
But I worked for nearly 20 years.
What? That is such
maybe just over 20 years before I went full-time YouTubing. So.
Wow.
Yeah, that is so cool.
That is amazing.
What triggered the interest of being in the wild?
Coming to the Kruger from a young age. I think the first time I came to the Kruger I was 18 months old.
So is it safe to say that we took it back to where it all started?
Pretty much.
That is really cool. That's made everything so much cooler. Okay, wow, that's epic. We wanted to somehow tie this into the whole SunnyBunch theme. Without sounding stereotypical, I know that with my loved one over here, she doesn't feel as comfortable in nature, and she tends to check every corner for a snake or a spider. True story. So, with your wife, was it as hard to convince her to come into nature?
To start with, yes. She's got used to it now, but to start with, she wasn't as keen. I think that's a good way of putting it. But now I have pictures of her with snakes wrapped around her neck.
Does that mean there's hope for her?
Eventually. Eventually.
My life has been restored. She's convinced that there's a snake in every one of her boots. But what were your methods to convince her? How did you ease her into it?
It's just repeated exposure.
Okay.
Any sort of fear or phobia, repeated exposure, positive reassurance. Okay. She's still not going to go and pick up a snake on her own.
True.
But she's got to the stage where she will touch them, hold them in a controlled environment.
So it's not necessarily a matter of throwing snakes at her until she catches one.
It has to be positive.
Okay, positive she has to combine positive.
Go to the snake park.
Okay.
You hold the snake.
Okay, and then
take a picture of you holding the snake next to you.
Okay.
Not you holding the snake.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then a few times that, and then eventually you get to touch it.
I did this.
Don't do this to a snake.
I've tapped
do
on
this
one.
to a snake.
I've tapped on
Don't
one.
tap a snake, okay?
No, it was,
this is why people don't like snakes.
I've tapped on it once. I've done that one time.
After a few more times, you might start to stroke it. But it's not something that happens in a day. It's not like you can stand there holding the snake for the whole day and expect this. It's going back and doing it. And doing it. So.
Are you open to this? How does this sound to you?
We'll start with the red snake. Because I know at least
it's always going to be a harmless one that you're handling. So.
And it should be this small.
The little corn snake or something. Yeah.
HoneyBunch and I were talking about snakes actually, and then we wrote this question down, like why do snakes stick out their tongues? Like there are those scary ones.
That's how they sense their environment. So their tongues pick up the scent basically.
Okay.
And the fork, when they bring it back into their mouth, it goes into what's called a Jacobson's organ, and that is how they sense their environment around them. It picks up what's going on around them. They're smelling when they're sticking out.
So it's like a little nose that comes out of
a simplified version of it, yes.
And is it limited to certain snakes, or all snakes do this?
All snakes do it, yeah.
Told you, because she said only certain snakes do it.
I've seen only certain snakes do it.
They were just
Some of
smelling.
them don't have those.
No, they all do it.
They all do.
They all do it.
I told you. I just
really.
Some more often than others, but that's. That is
some
how
more
they.
often than others.
They all do it.
Yeah. It also depends on what they're doing. I mean, if they're sensing prey, they're going to do it more often because they're
Okay.
picking up where the prey's gone. If they're just chilling, then they're not going to do it very often at all.
Okay, that makes sense. I think we can submit on compromise. Even though I'm right, we compromise because that's the safe thing to do in this situation. And now, a last little piece on snakes is I heard a possible fact that there is no snake a human can't outrun. Is this true?
No.
Damn it, that's not true?
No.
That's not
But-
true.
But
That is not true.
wait, a snake won't chase you, so you
Okay.
don't need to outrun them.
So it's a trick answer. 'Cause-
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
So they don't chase humans.
No, the only time that a snake's going to be chasing you is if you're standing between it and its safe place, and your running is away from the snake towards its safe place. So it's still going to be following you. It's not chasing you. It's still
It
trying
just
to
wants to get
its
where it
safe-
wants to be.
Yeah,
Okay.
because no snake wants to bite you.
We're not its predator.
We're nothing to it. We're too big for
Okay.
anything but the most massive anaconda
Yeah.
to eat. And as long as we're not poking them or prodding them or upsetting them in any way by handling them, they're not going to need to bite in self-defense.
Okay. Just don't threaten the snake.
How do I threaten
Do not put your bodily parts near its mouth and it won't bite you.
That is brilliant. You see, you're going to be okay, boo. You're going to survive. No, I think this has already brought you a step closer to that picture where you're holding the big boa.
One step at a time, please.
One step at a time. We need to go on to something that I am deathly afraid of. I don't like hippos. I have a love-hate relationship from them. I like them when they're there. But one thing I've been wondering is it true that hippos are the deadliest mammals? That they kill the most humans and are completely ferocious?
No, that's the domestic dog. Seriously,
Really?
more people are killed by domestic dogs than any other animal.
Wow.
But hippos in Africa are the most dangerous wild mammal.
Okay.
They're not the most dangerous animal, but they are the most dangerous wild mammal. They do kill more people than other animals. But
Okay.
it's not because hippos are more dangerous, but hippos live in water all over Africa. People build their settlements near water, so there's more contact between hippos and people. So it's a fairly unfair statistic. There aren't lions wandering around in your garden at night time. But a lot of, even around here, around the Kruger, towns and villages like Malalam, where we're close to, Hazy View, there's hippos wandering the town at night.
That's scary.
Proper full-on town, so you've got more chance of coming across
Okay.
a hippo, so there's more chance of an incident.
So it's been exaggerated, the hippo statistic.
It's not exaggerated, it's just unfair.
Unfair, because
it's different situations.
Contact, basically.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
humans were placed in contact as much with something
With
like
other
a lion,
animals.
they would
Yeah.
also just...
Yeah.
Okay.
Then the hippo would be
Okay,
lower
that
on the
makes
list.
sense.
Yeah.
That's fair. I have misjudged you, hippo. And then, lastly, if the lion's reign was over, it is no longer
Yeah,
the king of
because
the jungle.
I really think it has lost its cool.
It's done. The crown is
It's done.
gone.
Like it's not the lion that we know
So,
and love.
so
It's-
which animal deserves the crown next?
Probably the elephant. I'm not very good at telling jokes, so sorry in advance. But a joke story that the lion is walking through the jungle, goes to the animals, and each animal he sees asks, "Who's the king of the jungle?" You are Mr. Lion. And he continues this every day until eventually he gets to Mr. Elephant. It's the elephant. "Hey elephant, who's the king of the jungle?" The elephant just looks at the lion, takes his trunk, grabs the lion by the tail. Puts him down and stands back, and the lion puts up and goes, "If you don't know the answer, there's no need to get cross."
Yeah, so I think that validates the answer. The elephant is the new king of the jungle. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Well, Rob, it's been such a
been a
pleasure to have you. This
pleasure,
whole
yeah.
Very
trip has
much
been a
for talking
pleasure.
to me.
Yeah, no, we can't wait to see you more and more collaborations. This trip has been
More
amazing.
knowledge from you.
Yeah, no, we've learned so much
Yeah.
over this weekend, and hopefully we can impart some of that over the next few videos that we're posting of this trip. I hope you had a great time being on this channel and showing
Yeah.
us around.
Always
And
fun to talk to other YouTubers.
it really is. So yeah, here's to many more
Many more
collaborations
collabs.
future.
Excellent.
So yeah, please, before you do anything else, before you watch anything else, go to Rob's channel and watch all his videos. You
That might
start
take,
from the
that
top.
might take you a while.
Make time. But yeah, please show some support.
If you're not subscribed to this channel yet, firstly, how did you find it? Why are you watching? And
We would like to know.
That side of the screen, there's the button. Touch the button.
Do the right thing.
So yeah, show some support, and yeah, that's us. See you next time. Bye.
Cheerios.